Hey there, my name is Mark. Welcome back to TwinStick Garage. And on today's episode, I'm going to continue working on my 359 Peterbilt that I've named Little by Little because I have been working on it little by little for the last 6-7 years. It's been quite a project, but I'm on the home stretch now and I really want to get this truck ready for the road and start driving it and enjoying it for the summertime. Now, there's still a handful of, well, there's probably a long list of little things that still need doing on this truck. But I want to keep picking away at it. Today's episode, what I was planning to do was start to put the lights back on the truck. So I got the roof lights, the lights on the front fenders. I got to put some chrome back on the truck, and I want to get ready for Brett. So Brett's coming next week. He's my glass guy, and he's going to help me put in that beautiful custom 8-inch bus glass. So it's got an 8-inch band of blue tint all the way around. And in order to get ready for that, I've got to put some door seals in. Got some new seals for the window glass. And I want to put the door handles on. So of course, in the last episode, I used that gallery airbrush gun. And what I did was I actually painted up. I touched up some spots on the truck. They actually turned out quite nice. I actually cleaned the truck and drove it out and had the sun. Natural sunlight, UV, is perfect for new paint and new clear coat. So that's hardened up, and the hucks turned out really nice. Look at those. They're like new. So I can put the door handles on now. And there's just a whole bunch of, like I say, a whole bunch of little things to do on the truck, but I'm really excited because with every task that I get completed now, the truck is getting one step closer to being on the road. So that's the plan today, working on the Pete and see how far I get. It's amazing that 50 years later. All right, so before I get rolling, I actually wanted to highlight AG1 Next Gen. So AG1 Next Gen is this vitamin, nutrient, mineral, probiotic, prebiotic supplement that you drink on a daily basis. And to be honest, Mrs. TwinSticks has been drinking this stuff loyally for the past few years. She's always had some tummy troubles, and a friend of ours recommended it to her, and she's been drinking it every day loyally since. So she told me one time and said, Mark, you're not getting any younger, you don't always eat all your vegetables, you should probably start drinking this stuff too. So I actually ordered some stuff. I ordered a kit, and what they do is they send you a bag of the good stuff, and then they also send you these travel packs. Now these are pretty handy when you're on the road because what you can do is you can just get yourself some water bottles. I picked up a pack at the Bass Pro Shops, Cabela, Canada, and you just make some space in it. Tear the pack open. When Mrs. TwinSticks was drinking it every morning, she goes, "You want to try some?" And I always go, "No, I don't want to try that," because it kind of scared me with the green color and the powder. But you'd be surprised once I actually tried this. It's pretty tasty. It's kind of sweet and citrusy, so you just give it a shake, or you can put the powder, you just take a spoonful of this and throw it in the shaker. I've actually started putting an ice cube in there because it helps to mix it up and then cool it down. And I'm telling you, once you start drinking this stuff on a daily basis, your body starts to miss it. No, it's good stuff. Trust old TwinSticks. You want to start drinking this, your body will thank you. If you want to get some of this, you get yourself on a subscription. They'll send you a bag of the good stuff on a monthly basis. So you can go to drinkag1.com/TwinStick Garage, or to make it easy, I'll put the QR code right on the screen there that you can just scan and get yourself some of this. And like I say, it helps when you're out on the road or you're in the shop working on old trucks. So big thanks to AG1 for sponsoring today's episode. And with that, I'm going to get working on LBL. All right, so as I mentioned, I actually got the truck outside and I car washed off all of the dust that had settled on the truck. And I'm telling you, when the sun hits this metallic pearl paint, it just sparkles. It is so mint. I'm so happy with that. So I need to get the lights on the fenders. I need to put the headlights on. I got to put the lights up on the roof there, the marker lights. I got to put the stainless steel mounts that go here for the hoses for the air cans. I've got a new seal that I'm going to rivet on there that goes underneath where the hood comes down and makes contact with this. I got to put the mounts on for the air cans and put the air cans on that are sitting over by the Iron Duke. Look at the Iron Duke. Man, that's a nice truck. Well, it will be a nice truck when it's done. But for now, I'm going to focus on the Pete. I want to get going on the doors. I think that's what I'm going to kick off first. I'll mount those, get those new hucks, and get out. You know how old TwinSticks loves this huck gun. So I'm going to put the door handles on there. These are the seals I was talking about. Here's the boot. These are the old dry rotted seals that are just junk. Those are original from '79. So I'll put this side and that side in both doors. And yeah, I'm just really excited how this truck's going to turn out. And this is the fun part of a restoration. You got to get over the hump and you get going on all the little things, and bolting all the chrome and all the cool parts back on the truck is the best part of a restoration. Now with the steps, I'm probably going to leave the original steps on because once the bus glass is in, I'll rebuild the interior. Look at that big hole conversion. Man, that turned out nice. Rebuild the interior, and then once that's all done, I'll stop going in and out of the truck so many times, and I'll put the new stainless steel steps that I got from Baker Industries on. Still got to mount the fenders. I might need some help with Blake on that. I got to get these old mounts off of here, and I've got some new stainless steel paddles. So I'll get the new fenders put on there. And yeah, got to put the back lights in. Oh, there's the paint touch-up that I did. I want to let the clear coat harden for a few more weeks before I get the buffing wheel out and blend that together, so you won't even be able to tell that I did that repair. But that airbrush gun really worked nice. Cleaned up all the hucks. And yeah, it's just, this is, like I say, this is the exciting part. I can't wait to get this truck finished and on the road. So with that, I'm going to stop talking and actually start working. So I just picked these up off the internet from Union Pacific. And these are brand new, obviously brand new door handles that are nice shiny chrome. If I get plastic off. Oh, even more plastic wrap. And then there's a little seal that goes on there like that, and that's a sticker, so I'll peel that off and put that on. Something like that. And that just sits in like that, and then I'll get some painted hucks. And see, that's why I wanted to paint them, because I just thought having all these nice blue hucks all around the door and then silver ones here just wouldn't look right. And we're gonna put those collars. And you grab your trusty huck gun. And simply pull the trigger. Oh man, I love this. Favorite tool in the toolbox by far. Perfect. Oh, that looks sharp, doesn't it? Now that's a nice positive action and solid right from the get-go. Here, let me show you what I mean. See, look at the one on the Duke. It almost comes out 1/4 of an inch before it actually starts turning the rod. So yeah, that one's worn out. That's why you replace them with new. And I'll show you how the door lock system works as well. So these are the door lock barrels. I got to order a couple new ones, so I got matching keys. But essentially this just fits through the hole from the outside like that. Come on. There it goes. It goes through, and then there's a tang that holds it in place so you can't actually pull it out from the outside. And then when you turn the key, it actuates this guy, and there's a rod that goes from here up to the top where the little plunger is to unlock and lock the door. So you can either lock it from the top or lock it with the key. And the way it works is, so when you open the door handle, see right now it's in the lock position. There's a rod that goes through here, and it'll sit in that slot, and it won't allow you to actually open the door when it's in the lock position. And then when it's in the unlock position, the rod comes over and can go in this slot. See how that opens up? So that's how that works. Now I'll wait to put the linkage on until we've got the door glass in, and I'll add that last before I put the door panel back on. But pretty simple system. And man, that looks a hell of a lot better and works a hell of a lot better. So I'll do the same to the other side and then go on to the next project. Now for the driver door, this door always annoyed me because it would never, you'd have to slam it for these guys to actually clamp around the pin. So I ordered a new door lock or door latch mechanism. And essentially this guy just bolts in there like so. And then I'll connect up the rod for that and see if it actually clamps the pin a little better. But it looks like there's a hodgepodge of bolts. So there's the two original bolts, and then looks like one of the previous owners along the way put a Allen head and then a screw. So I'm gonna try and get these out of here, and then I can put the new one in. And like I say, see if that clamps a little better. All right, so to try this out and see if it actually works, I'm going to put the connecting rod that connects the actuator down at the bottom here with the little actuator in behind. And there's these little C-clips on. And I'm going to use my Leatherman that I picked up at Cabela's Canada Bass Pro Shop. And I'm telling you, once you get a Leatherman and have it on your belt, it comes in handy like you wouldn't believe. It's like a cell phone. Once you have one, you wonder how you ever lived without it. So head down there and get yourself one and put it on your belt. You won't regret it. Okay, so this guy goes in here. Go. And this guy goes through here. And don't put your Leatherman away, Mark. Well, maybe I can get these clips on by hand. Nope. Put it away too early. There we go. And you can see the rod just clicks in there. And then there's another rod that goes to that one, and it goes sideways across to this handle. So when you pull that, it tips this backwards. So I actually had that wrong. So when it's in the lock position like it is now, you can still move the door handle, but you see it just goes in that slot and it doesn't move the rod anywhere. It doesn't do anything to the rod. But then when you flip this up, it flips it into that lock spot, and then when you move this, it actually positively moves the rod up and down. So let's see how this works. Oh man! Fixed. Awesome. All right, so next up is the door sill seal. So this is on the edge of the top of the door where the glass goes up past this, and here's the original crusty one. And then here's the new one. Now, I guess I didn't realize that they give you enough to do both doors with one kit, so I over-ordered, but that's okay. When I restore my next Peterbilt, I'll have lots. I wonder if it's the same actually on the Freightliner. So I'll just measure out 2 of these. And then I'll go ahead and put them in place. Perfect. This episode's turning into door day. Now, as you can see, there's a little kind of a triangle shape that fits in this slot here all the way along. And I think I should just be able to press this in because it's new soft rubber. Yeah, something like that. That goes in there nice. Uh-oh, did I cut this long enough? Oh, crap. Well, it's a good thing I got extra. So what ended up happening, or must have ended up happening, is the original one dried and shrunk. So I should have measured twice and cut once. But like I say, it's a good thing I got lots extra, because now I'm going to be a ½ an inch short. Bummer, man. There, that's the proper length. There, now the glass can slide up and not get scraped. Okay, so next up is, I gotta pull this guy out. That's the original seal that goes all the way around the outside. And I think what I'll do with this one is cut it afterwards because it can just hang down, because I gotta leave this arm off in order for Brett to get the piece of glass in behind. So I'll just drape it down like the current one is. We'll put the glass in, and then I put this support rod or slide in like that around the glass. So now that I got the old one out, I had a little bit of old rubber to clean up in the channel. But what I did was I got a piece of steel that's the same thickness or similar thickness to the door glass. And I just thought I'd use that to push it into place. Something like that. I think that should work. Yeah, and then just press it in the rest of the way with my thumb. I can use this. And there's no manuals for these old trucks. I just gotta kind of use what I can, but I think that should work. It's a nice new slot for the glass to go up and down in. So I'll push that in all the way around. Now, basically this guy goes all the way up around the bend and then stops there, and then there's a new piece that starts in this slot and then goes all the way down to the bottom. So it's a little tricky to make sure that it's centered, because if you just push it in there, you can either pop up a little high on the one side or high on the other. So I've been trying to follow the edge on the painted side all the way around, and I found this tool works a little better actually to push it in there than that piece of steel I was using. But if you don't get it perfectly centered, you get too much material sticking out on one side or the other. So I just try and center it with my thumb and then push it in there. Oh, that one's not quite right. There it goes. No, that's not right either. There it goes. My hat's off to the guys that would do this for a living. They probably had a system and they could do a door in under a minute flat, I'm guessing. And old TwinStick the hack is just trying to fumble his way through it. Come on. There it goes. There. Something like that. And the glass is never going to go below where the bottom of the regulator is, so I'll cut it off something similar like where I did the other side. Yeah, so I think that's about as far as I can go on the door for today, but at least it's all prep. Well, I guess I gotta still do the other side. Like I always say, what you do to one side, you gotta always do to the other. But once I get this other door finished up, I think that's about as far as I can go before Brett arrives with the new glass. So I guess I'll finish that up and then go on to something else. There, put it in all the way around on this door, put the rod in place. And yeah, this works good. Alrighty, on to the next thing. All right, so next up what I wanted to do was put on this cowl seal. So it basically just gets riveted on there. It comes with pop rivets. Looks like I gotta grind a couple of the old ones off. And I just gotta mark out the holes because it's not pre-drilled. And then just put pop rivets all the way along there. And that hood seal obviously seals it up, seals the cowl up from air getting sucked around the hood and into the engine compartment. Now, I think there's more than I need. I don't think it's supposed to go all the way down to the bottom. I think it's gonna stop somewhere around here on both sides because of course the air intake shields here, hang on, get mounted something like that. So the cowl is just gonna come around the corner here, and then probably I'll just trim it off there. And then that's where the heat, or not the heat shield, but the air intake shield starts and goes all the way down. So I'll grind off the old rivets and then lay that all out and then drill some holes and start pop riveting. Whoops. Well, here at TwinStick Garage, I don't hide the mistakes, big or small. I got a little ahead of myself there, and I forgot to put this little oval-shaped washer on the top, like so, and then a little round washer underneath. So hopefully I only make that mistake once. There, something like that. So now that's held in. Now there's a little lip that goes around the edge there that was a little tricky to put on there. But that should work just fine. Yeah, so I'll just keep working my way around. And again, making sure I put this fancy washer on first. Oh, I keep grabbing this thing on the wrong side. Cool. Now what I might do, I'll wait till I get this thing mounted on there. So that's gonna go something like that. And I might put one more just to lock it in place so this doesn't flip up. But it might not. So again, it's held with this rivet here and it's held with the lip on there, so it might be good just as is. Okay. Keep working my way around. Underarm mark. Looks a lot better than that crusty one that was on there before. As I was saying, this is the fun part of the restoration, when you get to put the fancy new stuff on the truck. Beauty. Guess I got to take off my temporary air filter because it's in the way now. Okay, come on. There it goes. Why isn't that not going all the way over? There we go. Okay. Nylon lock nuts are a pain, but they're a necessary evil. Otherwise it'll just shake itself right off of there. Okay. You see old Burt Reynolds. Where's my marker? See, it's all the running around off camera that you don't see. It's what eats into a day. Yeah, that should work. That's why I never get as far as I want to on a Saturday. I start with all these ambitious goals. Oh, I'm going to do these 10 things. And then the day damn near ends, and I'm still not quite done. This one's filled with Bondo. So if you're wondering why this truck's taken all these years to build, this is why. I only get one day a week to fart around on old trucks. And it's probably my own fault for starting too many projects at the same time. So it seems like none of them are progressing. But I promise this one will be on the road by summer, maybe late summer. And it will be at the Lesco show in September. That's my goal. I don't think I'm that far away now. Once I get the glass in, get the interior redone, it shouldn't take too much longer. There. Now, just because my OCD likes things to match, I put one right at the bottom there. So I'll do one more too on this one. Ow, the old shoulder's still a little sore. Not quite 100% yet. But a hell of a lot better than it was. I'll tell you that right now. There. One cowl seal installed. With that, it's getting pretty late in the day. I'm going to go inside, make some supper for the family. Once again, thanks for watching. I appreciate all the support with these builds and you guys watching this. As long as you keep watching them and enjoying them, I'll keep making them. This truck's over the hump. It's on the down slope. There's probably 20% left, 15-20% left. And this truck should be done, and then I can get working on my other projects. So thanks again for watching. See you in the next episode, and like I always say, don't ever forget, if you got it, truckers brought it.